You are not failing at saving money. You are trying to save from money that is already gone. That is the part most advice refuses to admit. They tell you to stop buying coffee, stop eating out, stop ordering delivery, stop wasting money. And sometimes, they are right. Small spending does matter, but for millions of people, the real problem starts before the first small purchase ever happens. Rent already took a piece, groceries took another, insurance went up quietly, utilities reset higher, debt payments came due, subscriptions kept charging, and by the time you finally decide to save, there is almost nothing left to save. So when people say, "Why don't you just save more?" they are asking the wrong question. The real question is, why did saving become so hard in the first place? Welcome to Capital Mind. Think clearly about money. For a long time, saving money had a simple formula. Earn income. Spend less than you make. Save the difference. That sounds obvious. And in a healthy financial life, it still works. But today, the difference is the problem. The gap between income and required expenses has become smaller. And once that gap shrinks, saving stops feeling like a habit and starts feeling like a fight. This gap has a name: your margin. Margin is the money left after life takes its share. Not your salary, not your income, not the number on your paycheck. Your margin. If you earn $4,000 a month, but rent, food, transport, insurance, debt, and bills take $3,800, your real financial power is not $4,000. It is $200. That is the money you actually control. That is the money that has to cover emergencies, savings, repairs, medical bills, and every surprise life throws at you. So the first reason saving feels impossible now is not weakness. It is that the margin disappeared. And when the margin disappears, every small mistake becomes expensive. One forgotten subscription matters. One delivery matters. One late fee matters. One emotional purchase matters. Not because you are careless, but because there is no buffer left. The second reason saving feels impossible is fixed cost inflation. Most people focus on flexible spending: coffee, clothes, restaurants, entertainment. But the real damage often comes from fixed costs: rent, car payments, insurance, utilities, phone bills, minimum debt payments. These are the costs that hit before you make a choice. They do not ask how motivated you feel. They arrive automatically. And when fixed costs rise, your freedom falls. That is why two people can have the same salary and live completely different financial lives. One person has low rent, no car payment, and no debt. Another person has high rent, insurance, credit card payments, and rising bills. On paper, they earn the same. In reality, one has margin, the other has pressure. And pressure destroys saving. Because saving requires money that is not already promised to someone else. This is where old financial advice starts to break. Old advice says, just save 10%. But what if 10% is already trapped inside rent? What if it is inside groceries? What if it is inside insurance? What if your paycheck is already spoken for before it arrives? Then saving is not just a discipline problem. It is a structure problem. The third reason is silent spending. After fixed costs take the first bite, silent spending finishes the job. A subscription renewal, a delivery fee, a convenience charge, a quick tap at checkout, a free trial that became permanent, a payment saved in your phone, a card you do not feel, a purchase that feels too small to count. That one charge may be small, but it tells you where your money is leaking. The dangerous part is not only the amount, it is the invisibility. Cash used to create friction. You saw money leave your hand. Your brain registered the loss. But digital payments remove the moment of pain. Tap, swipe, click, confirm, done. The easier money becomes to spend, the harder it becomes to respect. Modern spending is designed to feel light. Fast checkout, saved cards, one-click buying, auto renewal, buy now, pay later. Monthly payments instead of full prices. Everything is designed to reduce hesitation. But hesitation is where saving begins. That small pause before a purchase. That is your financial immune system. And modern systems are built to bypass it. The fourth reason is lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep does not always look like luxury. Sometimes it looks like relief. You get a raise, And you finally stop feeling crushed, so you upgrade a little. Better groceries, a nicer apartment, a newer phone, more convenience, a few meals out. Nothing crazy, nothing irresponsible, just a life that feels a little less exhausting. And that is why lifestyle creep is so dangerous. It does not feel like greed. It feels like breathing. But if every income increase becomes a new monthly cost, your margin never grows. Your lifestyle rises, your stress returns, your savings stay flat, and you start wondering why earning more did not fix anything. Because wealth is not built from income alone. It is built from margin. So what do? You do not fix this with guilt. Guilt does not build savings. Clarity does. First, protect your margin before you upgrade your lifestyle. Every time income increases, do not immediately raise your monthly costs. Hold the line. Let the raise create space. Let the space become savings. Let savings become options. Because the first goal is not to look richer. The first goal is to become harder to break. Second, audit your automatic life. Look at every charge that happens without a decision. Subscriptions, insurance, bank fees, app payments, streaming services, delivery memberships, phone plans, minimum payments, anything that renews without asking. Cancel what no longer earns its place. Renegotiate what can be lowered. Replace what became habit. The money you recover here is powerful because it does not require motivation every day. Once removed, the leak stops. Third, add friction back into spending. Friction is not punishment. Friction is protection. Remove saved cards from shopping apps. Use a 24-hour rule for non-essential purchases. Make a wish list instead of buying immediately. Move savings on payday before the money hits your spending account. Put one extra step between impulse and payment, because the easier it is to spend, the harder it is to save. And the harder it is to spend impulsively, the easier saving becomes. Finally, build your first buffer before chasing perfection. Do not start with a perfect budget. Start with a small emergency wall. $500, then $1,000, then 1 month of expenses. A buffer changes how life feels. Without a buffer, every surprise becomes panic. With a buffer, the same surprise becomes annoying, but survivable. Savings are not just money. Savings are distance between you and panic. And if this changed the way you see saving, this is what Capital Mind is built for. Not quick hacks, not guilt, clear thinking about the systems shaping your money. That is what people miss. Saving is not about being boring. It is not about never enjoying your life. It is not about becoming obsessed with spreadsheets. Saving is about buying back control. A saved dollar is not just a dollar. It is a little piece of your future that nobody else owns yet. Not your landlord, not the bank, not the credit card company, not the subscription app, not the company selling you convenience. You. That is why saving feels impossible now. Not because people forgot how. Not because everyone became irresponsible, but because the modern financial environment is built to capture margin before people can protect it. Higher fixed costs take the first bite. Silent spending takes the second. Lifestyle creep absorbs the raise. And frictionless payments make it all feel normal. But once you see the system clearly, you can start fighting the right battle. Not by blaming yourself. Not by pretending coffee is the whole problem. Not by chasing fake discipline, but by protecting margin, stopping leaks, adding friction, and refusing to let every dollar be claimed before it has a chance to build your future. The goal is not to save perfectly. The goal is to stop letting your money disappear without permission. Because you are not failing at saving. You are living in a system that makes saving harder. And the moment you understand that, you can start building a system of your own.